welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is the reading for Neptune Retrograde, which is I believe it's June 19th to November, the end of November sometime, but check with your astrologers. I just thought, because I did the Mars one, I would do this one, but I don't have much time, so it's going to be in two parts, just to get the message through. It's more on a psychological, psychospiritual level. So that it's the Hangman. Neptune is the Hangman. It's all about, well, from my perspective, it's the difference between illusions and reality. You know, Saturn is more about reality and time, and the Hangman is Neptune is both. It's between. So I feel over the next well, what will it be, 5 months? Yeah, it's a long retrograde, so I feel over the next 5 months it's all about our perception, because the Hangman, you know, it's about gaining, you know, enlightenment or a different perspective on a situation. So I don't think things have been very clear where love's concerned. You know, this, for me, this is like a time out, you know, the time out, having to pause and not struggle over the next 5 months, because it's all to do with the planets and the alignments. I think it's all getting ready for 2017. This year's just flown by. So, you know, but he isn't miserable about it. He is, in one way, happy to do it, because for me this card is all about sacrificing something of lesser value for something of far greater value, and, you know, to receive, to change old belief patterns and systems that are not working anymore. This is on a collective level. I've asked for the information, so because, you know, it's all about personal growth and you know, getting to a different perspective, and that's what the Hangman's all about, is getting to a different perspective on your life, on your situation, especially where love's concerned. So I just feel like we will be, I don't know what the saying is, sorting the shaft from the wheat or something like that. It's like getting to seeing the difference between illusion and fantasy and reality. So I just feel that, you know, your dreams, there'll be important messages in your dreams and things like that. So don't have much time, so I'm not going to spend too much time on each thing. So I just want to see what this energy, this archetypal energy, is all about, where, you know, your love life's concerned. So what will we be dealing with for this retrograde in Neptune? Right, so it's the guilt card. It's the victim card. This is known as a victim card. Victim. So victimization, you know, it's that oh poor me, look what I've got to carry on my back, out of burdens of guilt, really. So for some it'll be they feel guilty about something from their childhood, their wounds, their you know, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Maybe carrying a false guilt, because, you know, that's can be Neptune. So maybe carrying a false guilt. You've carried a false guilt all your life, to do with family, you know, because there's a lady and a child, so it's representing family and the burdens of the family. And, you know, this person, male or female, don't get caught up in it, it's you know, it's the energies, so it'd be different for everybody, but it's this person feels, you know, out of guilt, so you can overcompensate. So maybe something's happened in your love life, and then maybe for some they get back together, and then there's a feeling of guilt, you know, if there has been something that's hurt somebody else, and then it's, oh my goodness, you know, and then you overcompensate, and then you carry the burden of it, or the responsibility. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for our own lives and our own happiness. Another person isn't responsible for your happiness, and that's a burden for somebody to carry. So for some of you, it'll be that you know, you're projecting that on to somebody, that, you know, they're the only ones that can make you happy, which is not true. You need a variety of people, they, you know, to fulfill you. One person can't do that, and then that person will feel burdened if they're, you know, if they feel they have to take a role, because this is a role of you know, being responsible for your happiness, or vice versa, you being responsible for somebody else's happiness, because you know that it works both ways. So that's what the problem is, or issue around this Neptune retrograde, is about guilt. But this is the most important. So I'm doing my readings in my bedroom, so it's all different. That's just flicked over, and it was reversed. So I'm going for that. I tend to do things like that. That flipped over and it was in reverse. And I don't reverse these cards. And this is about healing. So it's interesting that it came out that way. And that's just reminded me. I went for a walk with my sister the other day, and it was a bridge. We went over a bridge, and on the bridge it said, was it, yeah, Michael was on the name on the bridge. So you know, I don't think I know, Archangel Michael is helping us cross that bridge, you know, because this is the joining card. It's number 31, so 3 and 1 is 4, but the 3 comes before the 1. So the 3 goes back to the 3 of Pentacles, which is about collaboration. It's the joining, and yes, you're being watched, because, you know, in the Rider-Waite, it's the 2 ministers of the church watching this apprentice, sort of. No, I think he knows his skill, but he's just proven himself. I think, you know, he's proven himself. So there is a collaboration there, a joining. And this card, the healing, is all about joining, but it was in reverse. So which then goes with the Hangman in reverse. So you've got to wait. And I know 5 months seems a very long time, but the time is going really quickly. And this is saying take a time out to reevaluate, re-look at your life, re-look at your love life and your patterns of behaviour. Because it's all about behaviour at the end of the day, that, you know, you've adapted as a child to survive. So, but it was in reverse. So, and then, like, the 3 comes before the 1. The 1 is you know, is a 1. So you've got to join, you've got to collaborate with someone, because it's joining. And I think there's so many people that, you know, are lonely or on their own, and I feel that the universe is saying, you know, once all these retrogrades, all these planets go forward, I think, I'm not too sure, at the end, well, this one definitely the end of November. Yeah, I do sense the end of November things are going to change. You know, if you've done your work, if you've been due diligent, that December month is going to be a bridge It's going to be the bridge into the new year, into 2017. So that will be the transition stage. Up to November you've done all the work, and then you've got the transition stage through December, and then, you know, you go into the new year, and this card will be upright, and that will be the healing, and you'll be joining together, you know, not being separated, joining, because that's the only way to do it. That's the healing. And the gift you get, I've got to watch the time because I want to pull other cards. The gift you get is via the joining. Oh, that's me just turning it upside down. It's the higher mind. So that's a beautiful card. So it means that, you know, going through that process, going through this Neptune, I can't get my words out today, retrograde, and the gift that you get, or the grace card, is that, you know, you do come from the higher mind, and you know, what you are sensing, feeling, hearing, all those things are truly coming from love. They're not, you know, they're not coming from the illusion. By the time this retrograde has ended, you will be definitely tapped into the higher mind, not the lower mind, or you'll be coming from love and not fear. So that's a beautiful card to have, along with the Hangman. So, you know, it will be so clear to you, and the ego's voice, the lower mind, won't be so powerful as it has been. So I really do feel that, you know, where love is concerned, that this is the message. This is what's and then, you know, the light bulb moment will happen, and you'll see things clearly, because people aren't seeing things clearly where love is concerned. There's been a lot of confusion. So watch your dreams, you know, keep your journal. It might not make sense to you now. I wrote my journals for many years, and sometimes what I wrote down, I thought, I just do not know what that means. And then it can be 5, 6, even 10 years later that event actually happened. So it's always worth putting, you know, writing it down, and just ask your questions before you go to sleep, and ask for clarity around this situation. But I really do feel that, you know, you'll be sacrificing something of lesser value, which is, you know, the lesser value will be the guilt. You'll be sacrificing that for a far greater value, which will be, you know, peace of mind connected to your higher mind. And that's on, you know, a psychological, psycho-spiritual level. And of course it will affect you on your mundane levels, really. So let's just pull, I'll remove these cards a minute. Like I said, I'll be doing part 1 and part 2 because I'm unable to do. Right, I just want to put a few cards. I did ask what was the most important messages. This is going to be for the male energy, and these cards, well, this one's shot out, so I will put them back in, and then let's see if they come back out again. But this is the Tower card, so an explosion of something is going to happen. This is the Mars energy, so I link it back to my Mars retrograde cycle, and that was to do with the breaking down of the masks, and you know, all these false masks, the male energy, because this is for the male, holding up and feeling, you know, men don't cry. They've been taught men don't cry, you've got to be a strong boy, and this mask needs to come down, so that you know, the male energy, whether same-sex couples or whatever, it doesn't matter, because they need to step into the role of the emperor, really, because that's the emperor there. It's the Aries, is that fiery energy, you know, the leader, the ruler of your own kingdom, which is your own inner kingdom, because this is very spiritual, and it's all to do with around independence. So like I said, there's so many people that are on their own, and their independence is their power, is their what they feel that they're here to do, but it's not. It's about joining. It's about joining. So, and this is what's going to be happening over the next 5 months. But I'll put them back in and see if they come back out again, because this is for the male energy. So I'll be back in a minute.